Hey there, my name is Becky. I'm a certified yoga therapist, and I am bringing you another quick tip on how to live happier and healthier. Today, I'm going to continue with the back bending that I've been talking about the last couple of weeks, and I wanted to talk with you about a very common yoga pose that is in just about every yoga class out there. It's called Cobra. It's a back bend, and there are so many different variations. It's funny when in class I'll use Cobra and I'll tell people to go into Cobra, and I look out, among everyone in front of me, and I see so many different variations. And what's great about it is there is a variation that will probably work for you. Um, Everyone has their own idea of what Cobra should be, but I'm here to say that should is very subjective. Really, to me, depends on what works with your body, not what your neighbor is doing. We all don't have the same yoga practice. We all can't do the same things simply because we're not the same people. Our bodies are different, so allow that difference to show up in your own yoga practice. And with Cobra, allow it to be what it needs to be for you. Again, I've seen so many variations, and some people will insist only this variation is Cobra, and I'm usually like, no, there's this one too, and then there's this one, and they might all have the same name, but be just be different versions, and that's okay. So let your Cobra be what you need. But to start, I do want to demonstrate it for you. To start, I'm going to come on down onto my belly. So I've got my hands directly beneath my shoulders, elbows back by my sides. And I'm going to start with my head actually down touching the floor. Now, this is a great place to start because you can be very deliberate with your Cobra practice and explore back bending as you do it. Simply by lifting your head up off of the floor, you're starting a back bend. That might be enough for you, and that's okay. Again, there are so many variations. Find one that works for you. But simply lifting your head up off of the floor, you can feel your spine shift. And if you don't believe me, take your head back down to the floor. Give it a try. Spine shifts as you move your head up. So again, just lifting head up off of the floor, I start to feel my entire spine shift as I do it all the way down to the tailbone. Now, maybe you stay here. I see plenty of people who don't do anything else in class, and that's okay. Maybe you're lifting up a little bit higher. I'm still putting weight on my hands. Maybe you lift up more. Maybe you come all the way up. So many variations again, whatever works for you. Now, if you are lifting all the way up, I want you to pay attention to your shoulders, because I see a lot in class, people, they're hanging in between those shoulders. Shoulders are up towards their ears, and that just hurts my neck. I know, it hurts my neck watching you do it. So and it hurts shoulders too. So I'm going to suggest that if you watch, I'm bringing my shoulders away from my ears, lengthening through the neck. So that's something to pay attention to. Where are your shoulders? If they're up high, go ahead and lower them back down. Sometimes I will have people, if they've come up all the way and their elbows are pretty much locked and their shoulders are up to the ears, I will have them actually bend their elbows so that they can allow the shoulders to come away. Sometimes you need to bend the elbows in order to do that. Another tip for while you're here is to let your heart come forward. Helps to get that back bending in your upper back as well as your lower back. I just shifted my legs. If you widen them just a little bit, that can help your Cobra. And then coming back down out of that, elbows by your side. You're working those triceps as you do this, as well as opening up your spine. So another variation that I see sometimes with people, and something that can be really good for strengthening your back, is to have your hands underneath your shoulders, but instead of pushing off of the floor, you're going to have the hands just off the floor, so they're not actually touching. And now again, starting with your head down to the floor, If you just lift your head up off of the floor, this is a great back strengthener as well as a back bend. So that's something that I see a lot of people doing, and this is great. Love this version. Maybe you even lift up higher depending on the strength of your back. And coming back down. Now there's also a version of Cobra called Up Dog. It's a little bit different. You're actually on your feet. You're going to lift your upper body off of the floor, your hips up off of the floor. So I'm going to start by just pushing up off of my hands, getting the hair out of my mouth there, lifting up here, but then I have to reposition myself here. But maybe you're lifting your hips off of the floor. Maybe you've got your weight in your hands and the tops of your feet. That's something that's a little bit harder for a lot of people, so I don't see that as much in class. But find a spot that's right for you. Again, if it's lower down, that's okay. But wherever you are, just check those shoulders, keep them away from your ears, heart coming forward, and maybe go up and down a few times and see if you can find a space that feels right for you. Over several times of practicing this, you're going to get more flexible and you will go a little bit deeper. And the classic after, oops, lost my earbud. The classic after you've done your Cobra is a quick child's pose, just taking your spine in your opposite direction. That always feels good as well. So that's it for today. Just wanted to speak with you for a moment around Cobra and talk about a few of the variations that I see all the time. And if you need any help with your alignment, reach out. I can work with you online or in person to help you figure out alignment and make sure that you are not hurting anything in your body. But that's it for today. Remember, it's never too late for you to live happier and healthier. That's all for now. I will see you again next week with another quick back bend.